Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the 2007 Premium Series Leader Class Megatron. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. We'll have a look at all the gimmicks that came with him. We'll do a direct comparison with the standard version of him that came out, and then we can also do some other comparisons which include size comparisons with some newer figures and some of the older figures. Before we get started, again, I'd like to remind people, if you're not subscribed to this channel and you're enjoying these videos and my content, please hit that subscribe button for me now. So for those of you, funnily enough, who've known me or know the channel for some time, I've always sort of got a bit of a story of why I ended up getting figures. And this guy, not the original version, this Premium Series figure is the reason why I probably started collecting the movie figures, because I didn't really, the movies I appreciate, I like them. I wouldn't say that I was like a huge fan. Of course, I saw them at the cinema and I'm a massive Transformers fan, but some of the toys, they just didn't do it for me. But this guy here, this is the Premium Series. So it came in the same box. It's just as Premium Series there, but with a much better paint job. So in fact, let's just show you that to start off with. It's stunning. It really is good. It looks super metallic. You've got this red bits there behind, which was obviously the same as on the normal version, but it just didn't look right. Now I've just changed the batteries and it does still work, but the thing with the premium one is it makes the transforming sound, whereas with the other version it just made like a crazy sort of shriek. So you can pop it down, lock it into place, press this button. Brilliant, absolutely stunning. Let's have a little bit more look at him then. So yes, we've got the much more metallic paint job. We've got the golds in it rather than the blue, which looks so much better. It also looks like he's got a bit of weathering. It looks really good. I really think it does. To give you an idea of why I'm saying this, let's see if I can get him to balance. Before we look at the boxed ones, I'm just going to move this out of the way. This, to jog your memory, was how the standard one looked. And you can't see because it's reflecting, but let's bring this up and let's have a look at them side by side. So the difference you can see is huge. This looks far more robotic. Yeah, that one looks okay. It's not too bad. I don't actually have a loose one of them. I've just got the one in the box like so. But this, I'm sure you'd agree, looks robotic. Maybe with the other one, maybe they were trying to do sort of, you know, like an ice look because he just escaped from the ice. But for me, it just didn't work. Before I bring the boxed one back in, I'm going to show you a couple of the gimmicks that this guy had. What you can do is we can fold his hand up and out of the way. This will then swing forward, and then this will clip right over there. And then what you've got is underneath here, there's a white tab. And what you can do, you see pulling that down and back, that will release Megatron's gun, which shoots straight out. And I think it looks really good. That's just, again, a bonus little gimmick that we've got there. This can, of course, just be folded back. It can't stay out. It just literally springs out and back. So maybe that could be classed as a negative thing with it. We'll spin it around there. Before we look at the rest of the articulation and stuff, we'll have a look at the other side. I think that looks maybe a little bit strange just hanging at the side. But the same with this. What you can do now on this side, you can pull out the hand, bring the two together. And then there's a black button here. And then this whips this around here. So I suppose it's like a mace. And this is actually a really good and clever feature. I'm quite impressed, you know, that it's still working, what, 14 years on now? But if you remember in the film, or if you've not seen the film, when Megatron is setting himself free, breaking himself out of the ice, this is pretty much what he's doing. He's whipping this around. And I think that's why that looks so good. It is a great little feature to add to it. Right, what we're going to do, let's have a look at the articulation then. So we're talking 2007. This is a big figure. It is, in fact, I'm going to do some more size comparisons in a second, but just for now, oh, come on, stand. Shouldn't work with carpet. There's a leader class double dealer from Earthrise. And then here again is a leader class. I know it's basically a Voyager, but that's an Optimus Prime shattered glass there. He's, you know, tiny compared to it. This is a big figure. This is what leader class, in my opinion, should be all about. Massive giant figures that, you know, they display amazing. Right, let's have a look. So we've got hip, yep, movement forwards, backwards, out to the side. Knees do the same. You can hear that these have got lovely great big ratchets. You can see that you've basically got an ankle tilt and the toes are moving up and down for how to display him. Arms have got elbow sockets, bicep joints, shoulder joints, everything. It really is. It's a great figure. It is a great figure. No matter what people say, it's a great figure, and I do like it. It looks stunning. Again, much better than the standard version. And yeah, it was because I saw this a few months after I'd seen the original, because I thought, oh, I don't really like that. But then when I saw this, I couldn't believe it. I thought, that's what a Transformer should look like. And if we're going to have a Transformer now, in this day and age, and I know I'm talking 14 years ago now, but in this day and age, this is what they should be looking like. Not this weird light. It just doesn't even look right. It looks nothing like the film at all. But there he is. So what I'm going to do, because I don't have a couple of these, yes, I've got a boxed one, I'm going to now transform him off camera. We'll have a look at the alternate mode, and then we'll come back again in robot mode and do some other comparisons with actual Generation 1 and other Megatron figures. Okay, there we are, and we've transformed him into his alternate, his jet mode. In a second, I'm going to be picking up the camera and having a much more detailed look at it. In fact, I'll do that now, and I'll just go over a couple of things. So a couple of things is, there's always two reasons why I don't transform him on camera. One is to keep the length of the video down. The second is not to spoil it for yourselves, but with this one, the third reason is, I'm not going to lie, it took me ages to do. It really did. It was really quite difficult, really quite fiddly. And again, it's one of the things that I do remember from the movie line of figures, the fact that they just take, and they can be so finicky and fiddly. Another thing I'm going to correct myself with in a second, but I'm just going to admire the beauty of the paint apps on this, because it looks so good. It really does. Like, let's give it a size comparison to a G1 Cyclonus. So I can just rest that underneath this wing. It's, you know, 2.5, maybe 3 times the size of a G1 Cyclonus. It's massive. It's so good in that aspect with the size. They really were nice big figures, these leader class movie ones. The other thing I'd want to correct myself with quickly as well is, I mentioned that the premium does the transformation sound. It does also do the shrieking and light up sound. Now, the reason why I thought the other one didn't is because I've only got a sealed one, so I didn't know that this did the shrieking one as well. Right then, let's have a look at this jet then. So the jet, I've already showed you, is massive. The paint apps are brilliant. It's quite a flimsy jet, shall we say. You can see where the tabs are just holding the arms in, literally just there. That's just a tiny little tab, and it does come out really sort of quite easily. The legs, see how it's just popped out already? The legs fold up underneath there. Again, it's so finicky, so fiddly. It does look good. I think that, to be fair, the reason why this one looks so good is just because of the paint. The standard version doesn't look anywhere near as good, in my honest opinion. But there's the jet. Yeah, there is the jet. It is massive. It's, whether it's or not a great representation of what you see on the screen, it's as good as. You don't really get to see much of the jet mode on the first film though, so that's maybe one of the main reasons. But there we go. It is a nice looking, with these paint apps, super large jet. What I'm going to do now then, to wrap it up, I'm going to transform him back into his robot mode, and we will do some more comparisons, but this time with some other Megatrons. Okay then, so I'm back, and again, this is the mode that I always have him displayed in. Yeah, I've already said enough about how good he looks. Just another quick once more if you want to see. You unlock this there for the automorph. There we go. There's the transformation thing, the fire, I suppose, sort of effect pop up at the back. They look really good. And as you can see, it fired the mace out as well. Whether that was intentional or not, it could have just been a pure fluke. I'm just going to pop it back in though. And what we're going to do now, we're going to have a quick comparison with some newer, well, some Megatron figures rather than some others. So here is, in fact, this is probably better this side because I've got the giant sword up. Is he going to fit inside? Just about. There is, of course, the new Siege leader class Megatron, even though, you know, it's a Voyager one, but much smaller. And then, of course, if we can't do a Megatron comparison without pulling out one of the original ones, let's just make sure that his legs are all the way out and that he'll stand up next to it as well, because I don't want to knock it off. So there we go. very, very different. All of them, of course, for very, very different reasons. We've got the very, very first one on the right, the most up-to-date one on the left, and then, of course, we've got the very first movie one, which is a completely different toy line. And I think that's what people have to realise, because a lot of people do hate on the Bayverse figures. I don't hate on them. As I've already said, the films aren't the greatest. I think they could have been better, but I don't hate on them or the figures. They're just so vastly different, and I think once you take that into consideration, then you know you could find your own appreciation for them as well. It's a bit like the Japanese continuity with the Generation 1, you know. It's completely different. You've got to forget everything you know about 1985, 86 in the movie and just embrace it. So, you know, they're all Transformers at the end of the day. I completely think that we should. So, wrapping this up, there is the 2007. In fact, I'll just very quickly, before I wrap it up, show you the difference again between the premium. Can you see that? No, you can't. What I need to do between the premium and the standard 2007 movie leader class Megatron. So let me just put him back where he deserves to go, front and center, to end the video. There you go, guys. Part 2 of Megatron Monday. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. Keep your ideas and comments and everything coming through, and of course, please take care.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.